This episode of Soldier Knows Best is brought to you by Jack Threads. Hey, what's up guys, Soldier Knows Best here. Well, if you heard recently, Apple has announced the dates for Wwdc, which is the Worldwide Developers Conference that they hold every single year, where developers come together and they collaborate on different software ideas and they work with Apple. But most importantly, Apple usually holds a keynote where they show off some new software and new hardware. So this WWDC is going to be going down June 10th through the 14th this year. If you haven't heard, tickets sold out between 2 and 3 minutes. Some people are saying less than 2 minutes. Tickets were sold out online, so there's definitely a lot of interest this year. But I'm really interested this year for iOS 7, which is going to be probably the main thing that's going to be talked about at WWDC. Because honestly, guys, I've been using some really awesome Android devices here recently. And again, I've been a really big fan of iOS for the longest. You already know that. But Android is definitely winning me over. And iOS has definitely a lot to show this year. And again, one of the big changes that Apple made a few months ago was that they put Johnny Ive in charge of iOS, who is the guy who really is the mastermind behind all these awesome designs of Apple devices over the recent years. And now he's going to be taking over iOS 7. And there's been some rumors and speculation by people who said to have either seen it or talked to people who are working on iOS 7. And it said that, Johnny's really going for a flatter design. Now, what that means is that he's going to be trying to get away from the kind of the gimmicky stuff like we see in the leather, background for your calendar application or whatever. Those type of, real world type of backgrounds that people have been accustomed to in iOS, but getting to something that's going to be flatter and more straight to the point. And I mean, really, if you look at the latest Apple designs like the MacBook Air and things like that, those designs are very simple but elegant. They look nice and sexy, but they're not overly too flashy. And I think that's probably what Johnny's going to be going for. And so people are expecting when you do use this new version of iOS, it will look differently and probably feel just a little bit differently, but it's not going to be too different where you're going to be totally, having to read the manual or something once you pick up the version of iOS 7. But it should be different enough to hopefully satisfy most people's needs as far as having some change and some freshness to iOS. Now, as far as some new features and things like that, I really haven't heard a lot of things come down the pipe about that. I think most of the focus right now, what people are talking about, is just the way it's going to look and function for the most part, the navigation and things like that. But I think Apple will also hopefully bring some new features to it, to the plate to make it better as well. Now, iOS 7 will of course be running on the new iPhone 5S or 6. We don't know exactly what they're going to be doing, but more likely it'll be an iPhone 5S, which probably will have the same hardware as the iPhone 5, but have this new software, probably some better cameras and better internals and things like that. But I just think that the software is all really Apple needs to focus on, because they're going to sell iPhones. If they keep the same design and just do it like an iPhone 5S upgrade, people are still going to buy the phone, but they really need to focus on the software. And again, Johnny Ive took over, a little bit late to really, I think, make a full-on change like he probably wants to do with iOS 7. He probably had to wait till iOS 8 to really tackle everything that he has in his mind going on there. But I think for the most part, he should have enough influence on iOS 7. There's been rumors that they even taken engineers off of working on the next version of macOS 10 or whatever they're going to be calling it, to bring them over to iOS to help kind of push this surge for iOS 7. And it just makes me more excited to see Apple really trying to put a lot of effort into it. But this is a big time for them, because if iOS 7 is kind of a letdown, you're probably going to see a lot more people switching over to Android, especially people who have been iOS users for a long time, for many, many years, and wanting something just a little bit different, to something, again, more fresh. So yeah, I really can't wait for WWDC. I'll have another video covering all the things I want to see hardware-wise from Apple with the MacBook Pros, MacBook Airs, and the Mac Pros and all that stuff. I have another video covering that a little bit later on, but these are just my thoughts on iOS 7. Hopefully, we can see some significant change in it. Now, I want to see what you guys think. Leave a comment down below about what do you want to see from iOS 7, or if iOS 7 is a letdown, will you be switching over to Android if you're an iOS user right now? I want to hear what you guys think. Leave that comment down below. But before I officially do in this video, let's go take one last look at our sponsor. And today's sponsor is Jack Threads, and Jack Threads is the #1 place online to get the cool clothes for a very, very low price. They have a lot of the popular brands like Kit Robot, Hurley, and Stussy to choose from. It is now springtime and summertime is right around the corner, so it's definitely a good time to get some new shoes, new shirts, new hats, new belt buckles. They have a lot of different accessories to choose from to help out your wardrobe. And it's an invite-only club, but since you are a Soldier Knows Best viewer, you can get in right now just by going to jackthreads.com/SKB. The link is down below. Again, just go to jackthreads.com/SKB and skip the line and join right now. All right, guys, again, thanks for watching this video. Like always, all the links down to my social networks, my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are down below. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you later. Peace.